Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie Tiffan. This is another week where I will be on here guiding you guys how to trust yourself a little bit more, learning about self-discovery and why it is so important. So what you are going to see in this video and hear in this video is a lot of my analogies and my wording and the way I describe things. You probably heard it before from Abraham Hicks. So Abraham Hicks is channeled by Esther Hicks. So I'm not going to go too much about her. Abraham teaching is all about the principles that we may have forgotten when we merge into this physical life and that we have been asking for a long time. So they are here to explain, why we're here, what this is all about, what life is all about, is source an evil thing or not, and why we do what we do, and here to provide solutions that if we can hear it, then we can actually apply into our lives. But none of us have to be listening to her because we can listen to within. What was so interesting is that because we have lost our way and so used to listening to other people outside of us who have been disconnected and discorded from who they were when they were a baby, when they started to come to focus into the human form, then it kind of led on this chain of pain. So she is here to speak into our ears of what this world is all about, what this universe is all about, and what it's made of. And she teaches on the principles and the laws of attraction. This is where I got it from. I am inspired by her. I am the living proof of what she teaches, and I'm so thankful for them being here and Esther delivering it and dedicating her whole life to bring to us the thousands and thousands and thousands of examples just for herself in her own life, but also in the lives of many others, that people actually listened to her and applied it and share each seminar of what they brought into their life. So if you like what you hear, please look up Abraham Hicks. I am very transparent of who I listen to and what it is that I'm teaching so that you actually can follow, open up your knowledge as well, because I understand that there is more where that comes from. What my understanding will never cease. It will always evolve and continue, and that what you are going to understand from what I say and then take some of what I say and listen to it, Abraham Hicks or whoever the teacher that you are finding on this journey of yours, then you are going to find it all within yourself, the evidence of what it is that we're teaching. And only then you are able to get these wisdoms for yourself and really understand and living it. Because believing or just listening to us, the words that I say, the word that Abraham Hicks say, or any other teacher out there saying, and if you don't apply these things and try for yourself, then you're going to say it doesn't work. But I find it in my own example and also in the examples of thousands that these principles and these laws work, and there's no evidence out there that is in contrary of what she teaches. So that's why I love her so much. I'm just so thankful that she actually dedicated her life to teaching this, and that Abraham is here to guide us and teach us and guiding us to who we have evolved so that we can continue to live this joyous life. So enjoy, guys. Remember, my coaching starts on the 1st of March, and there will be options for you to choose from whether or not you wanted to work one-on-one so that you can get right into the core of your questions, so that you can actually have that private conversations with me. Or you can be in the group environment where you get the benefit of having other people asking their questions, but a lot of times the common theme will be found so that you can apply that into your own life, so that you can actually, using that as a metaphor, that you're not so much in the hot seat. That's a benefit as well. There will be different levels of packages and memberships into the group coaching call, where I find so much benefits in being in the community and sharing our own stories, and because that's what I actually do in my own life with my own friends. So in order for your life to take a massive transformation, it has to start with little ones every single day, and it has to start with your thoughts. And that's what I promise that I can deliver for you if you are ready to be on this journey with me. Okay, enjoy the video and let me know if you have any questions. Today, I am going to show you what I said last week, how to really tune to your intuition and what is intuition, so you guys can understand and really follow it so that your life can become magical, because it is the guidance from within. All right, so let's talk about intuition. To me, this is such an important topic in self-discovery, because what is self-discovery is that you are understanding and finding yourself, what self really is. You know, who are you and what do these gut feelings mean, right? Because we always say intuition is like a gut feeling, okay? And a lot of times we don't know how to trust it, or we don't even know what it means, so that we don't follow it, and we only follow the loudest voice in the room, or what someone put into our ear, or when you see someone that does something right and you follow that guidance from outside. So that is not intuition. That is getting the guidance from outside. So today we are all going to focus you back within yourself to identify and understanding those gut feelings and how to use them. So intuition, what does it really mean? It means it is the gut feeling that tells you what you are doing, the path that you are embarking upon, whether it is into your alignment of what it is that you want, okay? It's always in alignment to the most active vibration of thought about that particular topic, or about that particular road, destination that you are about to embark upon. So all intuition is guidance, right? Fear is an intuition. Love is an intuition. It tells exactly what is going to manifest next in accordance to that vibration that you are offering. It doesn't really matter what topic that you are on, but at that moment in time, if you were about to take that decision, then it's going to bring more of its like to you. If you have been feeling a little bit off and you are about to make that decision to purchase that home, or to go on a date with that somebody, or eat that meal, or whatever it is, what happens is that it's going to accumulate and carry on that momentum, whether or not it is the next thought about that thing, and then it's going to build more fear, or it is actual physical manifestation that you are getting sick, you know, diarrhea from the food that you eat, or you are that relationship is not going to work out in the long run, that you feel all of a sudden you are no longer a match to that person. Does that make sense? And then if you are feeling good about something, feeling good about previously or right now, and then you decide that you are about to take that next step or next action, it's going to give you more of its like. We are so out of whack with how we feel that we take for granted, and we don't really tune in and be attuned to the guidance that we feel within, because it feels so trivial, not much at stake. We don't take that alignment, guidance seriously, then condemning the intuition that it's not leading you to the right places that you want to go, where you want to quit a job or whatever, you're stuck in that kind of like, the fork in the road, as so to speak. And then you don't know what decision to make, because now you are coming from a place of fear that if you stay, you are getting that pain that you have been experiencing. But because you are in that state of fear, that guidance that's telling you already, whatever you're going to take next is going to be inspired from that intuition, in that reception mode. I'll give you the analogy of the radio station. So if you are in the fear signal station, then whatever you are going to hear, the impulses, the thoughts, the ideas that are coming out from that feeling, it's going to lead you to nowhere, to the place of love and satisfaction and fulfillment. Then if you were to learn to feel good, and then whatever the receiving ideas and impulses and actions you are going to take, it's going to bring, again, emphasizing and bringing more of that into your life. And that is how thoughts become things, because our thoughts are so important and it matters a lot. It is what the reason that makes the way we feel. But most of the time, we don't understand about the thoughts and the way we feel because maybe no one has taught us. All you've been doing in your life is you focus on, what your parents said. They say it so much and then you see it in their life. So then you go, oh, that's true. When you say that's true and then you applied it for your own life, then that means that the same experience is going to happen into your own life, right? So intuition is really identifying and really be so in tune of the feeling from within. What is that thing? What is that feeling that's within you that is guiding you, and that you can correlate from that feeling into the manifestation, the physical manifestation that you can see when you follow through, so that you understand, okay, next time I won't do that again. Okay? It's so crazy because, I planned last week to do this video on intuition, and during the week I had an experience myself. So when I meditated this morning, I was really I felt a little bit frustrated because of that state of being that I was in, because I'm very in tune with my own intuition, and that I know what I can understand. I can see, okay, if I feel this way, this is going to lead to this, okay? Because your feeling is a pre-manifestation, and your physical thing that you see, the physical manifestation, is the post-manifestation for whatever it is that you are trying to create, okay? Anyway, so during the week, I had an experience where I was on the train to my gym, and it is about 45-minute train ride. So when I got on this train, I always sit at my own seat, and so I would normally, whenever I feel like this is not the carriage that I wanted to sit on, I feel this like feeling in my tummy or wherever, that feeling that I just know that this is like, I don't want to be here, right? Then I would move, okay? But on this particular day, I was sitting at the carriage, and then I noticed there's this man next to me on the next row, and I could smell him. He didn't smell very pleasant, and I could hear what he was saying. A little bit. I didn't hear exactly what he was saying because I had my headphones on. So a lot of the times I could tune them out, and that I could focus on whatever it is, and I could just ignore it. I'm very good at that. But on this particular day, I was on the train, and he did not make, like, I just felt like it just, this feeling in my tummy that it told me to move. It was like, don't stay here. But also at the same time, there was this other thought, this other voice that I received in my mind that, just really embrace this guidance, like embrace this feeling to the point where you actually know how it feels on every single part of your body, so that next time not to do it again. So how did I do that? I decided to stay in the train for the entire 45 minutes when he was literally walking up and down the carriage that I was on and talking to different people. And he was just so out of alignment for me, right? Because we all vibrate on a different frequency altogether. And I just knew that he was not like someone that I want to interact with. I just didn't like being that. It's almost like you're at a buffet, and that this dish that you don't like, and you just know that you don't like it. And no matter what anyone trying to make me do, I would not, force myself to eat that dish that I don't like. So I sat there and I really took in this feeling, and I felt, it just gets worse and worse and worse every time. Like, it's just a feeling within me. So I decided to listen to that voice and really felt that, that guidance to sit there and embrace this feeling of guidance that, this is the opposite of excitement and passion and fulfillment and fun that I'm used to. So I really sat in this feeling, like the total different extreme of what I normally vibrate on. And I didn't think much of it, okay? Then the next day, I had a phone call from this member of my family, decided to invite me to a gathering. And straight away in my gut, I listened to, as soon as I heard the voice, I just felt that feeling again, but then I didn't think too much of it. So I carried on the conversation and I went home, and it's just only today, this morning, I received that intuition, that translation of what that feeling that I was feeling about. It was literally in the perfect timing, divine timing, for this video that I'm making to tell you guys a very real situation that I'm actually going through. And how this actually works is that when your inner being, your non-physical self, your soul, the one that was already here before it gets focused into the human form that you are in right now, that form is communicating to you by the feeling, by urges, by impulses, by thought. And then if you were to receive it, then like the way you feel is whether or not you are blended with your soul, like whether or not you are in harmony with yourself, your soul, your inner being, or your higher self. If you feel fear or if you feel any otherwise, then you are out of alignment. Like that is not what your soul is thinking, or that is not what your soul is speaking to you right now, and you're picking up some other thought forms. I sat there, I just felt like, oh my God, this was the same feeling, because I sat in that feeling for so long, for 45 minutes, consciously knowing that this is not where I want to be. This is not where I belong. This is the feeling that I don't like. And I would never make a decision when this feeling comes. So at that point in time, I realized that the phone call that I was receiving from this person who I haven't heard for a long time, asking me to come to this gathering, I straight away put up my fences and I was a little bit defensive. And then I realized it was the same feeling that the day before my inner being or my soul was guiding me to really feel, embrace, and really understanding that feeling, so that now that's back again, I could totally say that it's the same kind of feeling, and this is the kind of manifestation that would happen. So whatever the manifestation that comes from that feeling, I just know that if I follow through, that feeling's already telling me in this topic, if I follow through, I am not going to like what I see in the physical manifestation. If I make that decision within that receiving mode, within that when I tune to that radio station, fear, or that yucky feeling station, then I know that whatever I'm going to, if I follow through, I am not going to get the manifestation I want. Okay. So the example of it is, if I were to go into the gathering with this yucky feeling inside of me and trying to really push through with my actions, by going and say, oh, you know what, like by justifying that I shouldn't feel this way, by saying like, oh, their family, like we want to have the family gathering and it's a good thing for my kids and stuff like that, and just give them another chance and stuff like that, and really kind of again overwriting the way I was feeling, because I was caring about this person, how they feel, and if I were to reject their invitation, what that could really mean for me, like how they would think of me, then really I'm just doing myself a disservice. Because if I go under that circumstance and the way I feel, when I get home from that gathering, one of two things will happen. I will really hate myself for going, or otherwise I will go and then I will come home and I will complain. I will resent them for, maybe they are going to do the thing that they always done, like being judgy, or, they are really trying to bring me into their level of understanding. So, but then I'm not at their frequency. So therefore I feel out of alignment within my source, within my inner being, then I'm going to hate myself for it, because I've dropped down from what I have already become. Does that make sense? This is what I have to work on now. So, I could then, there's nothing wrong with going. If I go still being high vibrational, which means if I go and if I still have a very positive perspective, and somehow I could find alignment within my thought that, it's never about the action that matters, it's how I feel about it going into the action. Like no action is bad or good. It's just how you feel about it is going to make that action, is going to create more of it. Okay, so if you are in fear, the action that you receive is going to cause more fear within your life. Okay, I've been there, I've done that. But now that I've actually on the other side of the rainbow now, where I am able to make decisions and understand that and totally correlate when I feel really good and I do this, then my life has transformed dramatically. And it is not like a one drastic decision that I made in my life in order for me to be here, but it's the little continuation of little impulses and little ideas and little things and little decisions that I make along the way. Like, for example, do I put on pink lipstick today, or do I put on red lipstick? Do I put on my eyebrows with this, with this pencil to make it darker or lighter? They're so insignificant in that time of doing it, but I just know that the way I feel is the law of attraction is going to bring more of that to me. A lot of people, they say, okay, I have to make that action and I need to see the manifestation straight away. I need to see an evidence in physical manifestation to justify that action that I'm going to do is going to be worth it. A lot of people going through life that way, and I used to be the same thing. But if you keep doing that, and if you don't see that's working, maybe it's time to try out a different way, because I am not talking you out of wanting physical manifestation, but what I'm all about is to guide you to have a joyful journey along the way, joyful life along the way, because there's always going to be something else that you want, but you can't expect to have that one thing and you are done, because you are never done. Like, you are the energy that keeps on expanding and expanding. Like, how did you become the physical body right now? Because you decided to come to this earth and you focus yourself into this body by starting with a cell. That's the first physical manifestation, and that cell multiplies over and over time, and over the years it keeps multiplying and shedding and multiplying the old you and becoming the new you, and that's how you look like today, right? So you are the same person as you were as a little baby, but you are not in the same physical form anymore. So it's very similar to that. Everybody has to go through this transition to understand. If you haven't been listening to who you are in the past, you don't have to look back in the past to get started to become a new person that you want to be. Okay, because what you want is clarity, what you want is joy, what you want is love, what you want is the freedom of being. All those things are feelings. So you have to reach that feeling by starting very little of it, whatever you have right now, to get to the more of it, right? Because all those feelings that I just mentioned, they are a law of attraction has already accumulated and made it into a more extreme of that version. Does that make sense? Like, you can't just be all of a sudden going from sad and depressed to joyously happy. It needs to move a little bit at a time. It needs time to grow, like planting a seed. So if you just care about planting the seed and not so much of picking the fruit, then you are going to have that fruitful journey where many fruits gonna ripe and it's gonna drop, and you just pick it for your liking, and that's it. So you have to start with what you have right now to have the sense of the motion forward without a starting point and without wanting where you want to be. There is no forward movement, and that's what you're here to be in physical reality. So when you start and understand, okay, well, I've lived a life of decisions based upon fear and doubt, because a lot of people around me were doing that, I'm going to do a different way. But when you are committing to doing that way, then you have to start very little. What is it that you are doing right now that is so good, right? Because a lot of people say, I don't have the confidence in listening to myself. I don't know what to do, whatever. You are looking at don't know what to do. You are looking at lack of confidence. You can't manifest confidence from that place, right? It's like when I was going through this journey, I would never say I was able to do this, and this when I was in a state of fear. But when I start to slowly moving into that direction, this is when I try to find my confidence voice, having my own voice. What other things I'm confident about? Like, which areas was I confident about? Was I confident in an area before? And how did I get to become confident in that area? Okay, and that used to be my work. I was great at what I was doing, but I didn't enjoy doing it. Okay. But I said, well, when I first started my job, I didn't know what I was doing. So when I get on this journey, I have to give myself the permission of being the beginner, taking that first step. So when the baby takes their walk in the very first step and the second step, and it takes many days and many months for it to walk, you never shut the baby down and say, well, why did you put that foot forward? You should put that foot forward, and then you should be walking like all of us. You don't do that, because you understand that he will take his time, and eventually, using his own intuition and his own inner guidance, he's learning to balancing himself on the 2 feet that he has, and then eventually he will walk like the rest of us. Okay, so this is the same thing. I want you to give yourself the permission to guide yourself again into the life that you want. Okay, what that looks like, we don't know. You don't know, I don't know, but you've already put in all the ingredients of what that magnificent life is going to be, and it's never a final destination. That life will eventually just keep evolving into more and more and more and more and more of it. So your job is just to really step on that path, and that let your intuition guide you to what it is that you have been wanting all this time, because you've already put it into the universe that this is what you want. So the universe already made this cake and is already eating it up, and your soul's already enjoying it. But until you are up into alignment, up to speed with it, you are never going to feel that fulfillment of joining the whole you and bringing it all into physical, because you have already created your creation, but you can't realize it to really put it into the physical manifestation. And that's what you want. That's why you're here in this life. Okay. So that's what intuition is. I would love to hear what you have thought about what I just shared with you, and my little experience of what just literally happened. Like, my life is literally like that, and I absolutely love it. And I now understand that the process of life is not necessarily to, want something and have it, boom, manifested, but realize that the unfolding of synchronicity, coincidences, is coinciding incidences that coincide to bring that manifestation thing that I said I actually wanted into my life. And that's where the fun lies. Okay, not necessarily saying, okay, now I want a car and I want it to be in the garage the next day. No, it's not like that. So much thing has going into in that work, like how you have become as a human being. And then in order for you to realize that, then you have to be in alignment to realize and bring it all into 3D form. Okay, so in that note, I would love to guide you on this journey. If you're ready to commit to really to say, you know what, I'm so sick and tired of who I have been, and I would love to be living in my new transformed life, and I'm excited where I want to go. And because you made it so real, more than your current situation, that voice is calling you forward. Like for me 4 years ago, I would highly suggest you reach out to me, because that is your intuition from your higher self or your inner being is guiding you. It's telling you that this is the path that you want to take. And if you trust yourself, and maybe this is the first time ever that you are trusting yourself, you are going to do yourself a huge service in fulfilling your own cup and allowing the energy to flow through you. Then after then, you can actually help others and leaving for your kids, your next generation, to build new beliefs, because now that you are believing in something new and seeing your life manifest in a different way, so your kids will see that and say that is true, then they are going to have even a better life for themselves. So if you are, hit me up. I can be found on Instagram and Facebook. I'm in the process of having my site open so that I could start blogging and share with you my an online journal, because I journal every day to see, okay, well, this happened to me and this actually happened to me. Then that's when you actually understand where the truth is coming from, and that's what self-mastery is, so that you really go, wow, this is so amazing, because I am finally myself. Like, I know who I am, because without that guidance, you would think that you will feel lost. You start asking yourself questions like, who am I? What is my purpose here? Okay. And if that sounds like anything like you, that what you are going through right now, understand that that is okay. That is going to be your starting point, and that so that you understand you are okay where you are, so that you can actually see the motion forward to where it is that maybe you and I can collaborate together. Then you can see for yourself who it is that you have become, and that you can actually document that journey and quantify that journey, so that you understand, okay, this is who I am, a creator within this physical life experience to actually enjoy my creation, but I am actually the creator and the creation, and everything comes from my radiating vibration, what it is that I am offering right now, because you are the energy that vibrating, and your thoughts are energy, and wherever your thoughts think, it's gonna bring more of its like. Okay, so that is what intuition is. You probably haven't heard this before anywhere else. I'm so glad that you're here and watching my video, and I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please take a screenshot of this and post on your social media, tag me Maggie T Fan. I really appreciate it, and I'll give you a shout out in the next video. And whatever it is that you want me to talk about in the next video, please put in a comment below so that I would know, and then I would do a video on that. Okay, I really appreciate you. And remember, in a few weeks time, on the 1st of March, I'm going to have a group coaching where each week I will go through answering your questions, right, and having a live Q&A so that you have your questions answered. Because the way people are stuck right now, they're not really stuck, it's just they keep on focusing on the same thing and offering the same thoughts over and over again because they have that that perspective. But if I help you to kind of see it from a broader perspective, then when you have that vision, and that's when you are blended with your whole self, because your whole self have a broader perspective of everything and everyone, not just yourself and what you're going through right now, then you're able to move into that alignment and that solution, so that you actually to receive the clarity, and that you're making better decisions for yourself, feeling a lot better, and that you can finally see the fruits that you have once already put the seeds in the ground. But your job right now is to really nurture it and see the fruits coming in, because right now it's probably right in front of your door and you're not seeing because you're shutting the door, so it can't go in. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Have a great week, everyone, and love you all. Mwah.